Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's been about, I think, 4.5 months now. So, I'm sorry. I actually didn't realize that it was that long. So it's time to put on a video for you guys, and I hope you've had a really good summer. It is October 7th now. Today, Friday. Just had a new moon yesterday. I don't know if you guys all follow moons, but if you're doing yoga, I'm sure you probably do. So today I thought we would just have, I don't know, maybe 40 minutes. We'll shoot for that. Sometimes it goes longer. This is a new space. This is part of my yoga shala. But I just painted this yesterday, and so it's kind of like a little living space, but because it was painted, I've cleared everything out. So I'll make another video downstairs, but there's little bits of construction and stuff going on. So this is a nice free space. And I was going to show you the outside. There's a little patio just where I'm pointing, but it's pretty windy right now, and there is diggers next door, so that might be kind of disruptive. So we'll do that a different time when there's not so much activity going on outside, but it was my idea a couple months ago to actually do a video, because I spent the summer doing yoga out on the patio, and it's just lovely. It's up in the trees, so kind of like a little tree house. So I'll do a video another day for that. So let's get started. So come into easy pose, and so just cross-legged, and then just start to make some circles from left to right, and inhale and exhale, and just start to loosen up your hips and your pelvis so the spine can have a little more comfortable place to stay, and greater mobility. So it is about 3 o'clock, so in Ireland here, and in Canada you would be at about 7 o'clock in the morning. Right, so just match the movement with the breath, right? So you're inhaling and exhaling. And you can go ahead and close your eyes if you choose to. Lots of times I like to do that, especially doing this, just to feel what your body feels like. Feels nice. Okay, so after this rotation, we're going to come back to center. Change legs, so put the other foot in front, and then you're going to go from right to left. So inhaling and exhaling still. Just notice how this feels just by making that adjustment with one foot in front of the other. Deep breaths, feel your lungs and your ribs expand with every inhale. Sit straight up now. Bring your palms together at your heart and just rub them together and activate all of the nerve endings and the nadis through your body. Nadis being pathways for energy to move up and down your spine that corresponds in through all the meridians and the heart chakra. Also the entire chakra system. Okay, and then just bring your hands to your heart, palms pressed together. Just feel your own energy, that vibration through your palms. Take a deep inhale. And exhale. And set an intention for your practice so you can think about something that you want to bring to you throughout your day. Maybe it's just something that you want to let go of, or maybe you want to dedicate your practice to yourself or to someone that you want to send good energy to. And exhale, you can open your eyes. And bring your palms down onto your knees with your palms facing up. Just take a second just to feel what your body feels like before we start to move. Relax your eyes and your jaw, your tongue. Just connect to your breathing. Maybe you can still feel your palms a little tingly. I know mine are. Okay. So come to all fours onto your hands and your knees. And again, like I always say, spread your fingers wide and have your hands directly underneath your elbows and your shoulders. And make sure that your knees are hip width apart, your feet are relaxed. We're going to do some cat-cow. So you're going to inhale and arch your spine. Go ahead and close your eyes for this one too. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone round, chin to chest. Inhale, forward. Exhale, round. Start to move the spinal fluid. It also opens up the frontal lobe of the brain. And it activates your metabolism, your thyroid, your parathyroid, your pituitary gland, the pineal gland, and it also produces collagen in the body. So this posture, although sometimes it seems kind of just repetitive, there's a reason that you find this in every yoga class. In Kundalini, you would do this for about 3 minutes. So just feel your spine move back and forth. Keep it lubricated, keep it flexible. just bring yourself back to a neutral table. Curl your toes under and just kind of sit your hips back towards your heels, just to stretch out the bottoms of the feet. If you are comfortable and a little more flexible, maybe you can come right down onto your elbows and your forearms. If this is uncomfortable, if you have knee issues, then you can just pop your hips up. You know, we don't give our feet enough credit for the work that they do for us through the day. So just open up all of the acupressure points and through the feet, because they correspond to your entire body as well. Just bring a little more happiness into your whole body by doing this. If you do a lot of walking, or maybe a lot of sitting, or maybe you don't drink very much water, and you're prone to cramping through your feet, then you know, just by doing this might be enough without adding hips. Okay, so relax your feet now. Stretch your right leg long to the very back of your mat and be up on the toes. And you can, you hear that? That was a little crack. So you don't have to make your movements static. You can add a little, little movement to them if it feels good. If it doesn't feel good, then don't do it. Okay, and then lift up that leg and bring it to the left and look towards it. You're just gently moving the body for a little tiny Friday afternoon stretch here. And then bring your knee down and go ahead and move that left leg long. So again, it's like you're trying to put your heel down even though it's not going to go down. One side is always tighter than the other one. And then move that foot over to the right. Look towards it. Nice hip stretch. Okay, and then move that foot back. So you're back to your hands and knees. Walk your knees back a little bit. Keep your hips up. We're going to go into bug pose and get the shoulders. So walk your hands forward. Flatten your forearms down. Let your forehead come down. Keep your hips up. So just relax your forehead, relax your face. You're just getting into the shoulders here. If you want a little bit more, and this isn't too much for you, then you can go ahead and lift your wrists and your forearms off the mat and just have your fingers tented. This can get right into those deeper muscles in through the shoulder blades. And don't hold your breath. Take some deep breaths in and out. And then go ahead and lift up. Okay, so you're back onto your hands and your knees. You're going to curl your toes under. Fingers spread wide always when you're on the mat, okay? And then you're going to lift your knees up and place your feet down. Don't be afraid to move your feet. Okay, if your hamstrings are really tight and all the attachments from your lower back into the hamstrings, then your knees might be bent, your knees and your legs might be shaking, and you might find it impossible to get your heels down on the ground. So if that's you, then the wider that your feet are on your mat, it's going to make a huge difference in the way that you are able to get your legs and your hips to relax. If you do this all the time, then you can keep your feet closer together. So you're just breathing in and out here. Deep breaths. Okay, and then you're gonna inhale, lift your leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale down. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale down. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale down. Inhale the left leg up. We're just getting the body to move a little bit deeper now. Squeeze your butt up. So if you want a little bit of a booty workout, this would be a good thing to do. Okay, and then you're going to come down on to your hands and your knees. Come back into an accentuated cow, just to stretch the throat. Get that nice curve going through your back. And then exhale round. And come back to neutral table. And you're gonna lift your right hand up. Kick that right hip out so you can feel that whole stretch going through the side. And then exhale down. Inhale the left up. Kick the left hip out. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Another couple times each side. Last one each side down. Last one on the left. Good. Okay. So we're gonna do a hip opening posture. All right, so basically, this is called dragonfly. But the thing I want to emphasize, okay, I see this in class all the time too. If your hips are really tight for whatever reason, do not be discouraged that you can't get your legs out like this, okay? But, so you might be somewhere more like this, but what I don't want you to do, because you want to open your hips up, okay? I don't want your knees coming in because then you're closing off the hip joint and we're trying to externally rotate the hips back so the hip joint is open. It's gonna hurt like hell if your knees are coming in and your feet are coming in, okay? You're not in that posture. So go ahead and make adjustments. Okay, so you can inhale, lift the hands up and stretch up, bringing the hands down to your heart. You can sit here like this. If this is a little more comfortable for you and you have a little more flexibility, you can come down onto your forearms. We're not going to hold this for a real long time here, okay? Okay, and then come back up. How did that feel for you? It's interesting, isn't it? Dragonfly. All right. Now, just drop the feet down, the heels down, I should say. Same thing, toes are pointing up. Toes are not coming in. Toes are pointing up. And then you're gonna inhale, lift up your right hand, slide that left hand down your leg. And then come back up and come over to the right side Okay, so your best splits that you can. Hip opening, inner thighs. You are accessing the lymphatics right now. You're lengthening out the side muscles. You're getting into the lymphatics in the armpit as well as the inner thigh and the groin. Come over to the left and just hang out here for a little bit. Just for a few seconds, okay? Don't hold your breath though. You want to breathe into all that tightness. And then come over to the right. And just hang out for just a few more seconds here. Good. Now, come down onto your forearms if you can. Heels are down, toes are pointing up. They're not coming inwards. External hip rotation. Okay, good. And then come back up and bring your feet together, the soles of your feet together. You can just butterfly your knees up and down. And then we'll go into Baddha Konasana. Okay, so you're not pressing the soles of your feet together. You're taking your thumbs into the soles of your feet. You're wrapping your fingers around the outsides of your feet, and you're gonna pull them apart like a book, okay? And then you'll notice that your hips have a little more ease, your knees drop down a little bit more. And then you're gonna inhale, lift your ribs and your chest. Hips are further down, right? So you wanna create this space for your organs as well. So ribs away from the hips, slight chest going forward and elbows coming into the ribs so your arms are straight. Then keep them there, elbows stay into the ribs and you fold and you come down. Don't worry if your knees are up and you can't pull yourself down or you feel like you can't fold. Super calming for the nervous system. And then come back up. Okay, so next one, Baddha Konasana B. Same thing, inhale, elbows into the ribs. Drop your chin down to your chest. Now this might be enough right here. And if it is, that is absolutely fine. Otherwise, you're gonna continue to fold and make your way down to the floor. And then come back up. How'd that feel for you? Should be nice and calm. All right, so you're gonna leave your left foot folded and you're gonna extend your right leg out. Okay, so heels are down, toes are up, okay? And the left knee is folded and the foot is coming in towards the groin. And what you're going to do is you're going to slide that right hand down the leg. Doesn't matter if you can touch your toes. Maybe you're feeling a stretch just by sliding it down to the shin, right underneath the knee. Doesn't matter. Inhale the left hand up. So maybe this is you and you just stay right there. Or if you have more flexibility, you can come all the way down. Nice to open up and give space to the left hip here. All of the attachments. And then come up and then just place your left hand down. Maybe you can come onto the forearm. Just stretch right from the toes all the way through the fingers. And good. And then just walk your fingers out in front of you. Don't let that foot come in. onto the forearms. And then come back up. Okay, now we're going to switch sides. Okay, so right foot is in, right knee's bent, left foot is extended out. And then just see where you are. Maybe you have more flexibility on the left side, maybe there's less. But lift that right hand over and to the left, to wherever is comfortable for you to be able to breathe. Okay, and then come back up. And same thing, right hand down on folded knee or just away from it, and then stretch over to the right hand side with your left fingers. So right from the toes on your left foot all the way through those fingertips. Good, and then come back from there, and then you're going to come down onto your forearms maybe, or maybe you are up onto your hands, all good. Just don't let those toes come down. Couple deep breaths in and out. And then come back up. Fantastic. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. I'm always a little bit cut off. Okay. So you're going to inhale your hands up. Exhale and fold. Inhale halfway up, extend the spine, and step back to a plank. Pull the core in, and then lower down. Inhale and come up into up dog. Kneecaps up, push the ground away, and exhale back to down dog. Flip those feet over. And then you're going to step that right foot forward. Slide the left foot back. Just drop the hips down, or the one hip, but don't let the kneecap come down yet. And then you can lower that knee down, and we're going to come in to lizard. Okay, so if your hips are really tight, you might still have to stay up onto your hands. Otherwise, you can come all the way down, and you can wrap that arm around underneath that left heel or ankle. So again, the knee is, you're kind of rocked out onto the side of the right foot, and the knee is coming out instead of in. Okay, so you're really getting into the hips. Okay, and then you're going to push yourself back up and lift the right toes up this time. And you're just going to fold over that right leg. Good. Now, slide that foot back. You're going to come back into down dog again. So we're not holding this for very long. It's not yin yoga. Push your hand back behind your arms, fingers are spread, belly is pulled into the spine. Then inhale, look forward, move that left hand over, step that left foot up, slide that right leg back so it's long, kneecap up still, and then just lower the hip so you can stretch out the hip flexor and psoas. Now you can drop that knee down, flip that foot over, and then you're gonna come down onto the forearm maybe, if you can. Keep dropping that hip and let that left knee come out to the left. Okay, and then come back up. And then you're going to lift up the left toes, so you're on the heel, fold over that left leg. And then, good. Place your hands, slide that foot back, come back to down dog again. The shirt isn't great for being able to see my feet. Good. Now, walk your hands forward, step your feet back, and then just drop your hips all the way down. Push the ground away with your arms, your hands, and just stretch out those hips. And then sit back to your heels and take a little child's pose. Relax your face. And then come back up. Just make some circles now with your hips. So you're going back towards your heels and then coming into like your normal tabletop. Keep the belly pulled in. Lower belly is drawn into the navel. You're making circles from left to right or right to left. Doesn't matter. Just loosen up the hips. Hopefully you wanted a hip opening. I think it's most necessary. Your hips move you all day long. So it's just like the feet, they don't get enough credit, either do your hips. So it's good to breathe some life into them, and it'll make you be able to move around better. All right, now, let's do a little back bend. So look at your knees, make sure that they're hip width. All right, so there's a couple different variations for this, meaning that if you're new into doing little back bends, well, and say maybe your hip flexors are really tight and you just don't feel comfortable with breathing when you're going backwards, then you're just going to bring your hands back behind you, okay, so your fingers can be pointing down. They're just kind of on the back of your hips. So it's strong leg energy that's going to take you back. So you're going to push your hips forward, okay? So maybe that's good enough for you. Maybe it feels like an elastic band that's pulled too tight. So if that's the case for you, then that's fine, right? If you can, maybe you can bend back a little bit more. Let's go ahead and do camel. Okay, so if you're able to do this, then you're gonna hook your hands around your heels and you're gonna push those hips forward and then let your head come back. And then come back up. Okay? Now push yourself back to a down dog. Let's do twisting dog. So widen your feet. Make sure your fingers are spread wide. You're going to take your left hand to your right, outside of your right heel. Pull yourself towards your thigh. Look under your right armpit. And then release that. Place that hand down and switch sides. So pull yourself towards your thigh. And then release from that. Okay, walk your feet back a little bit here. And then inhale your right leg back up again, three-legged dog. This time, open up the hip, let the knee bend in the flip-flop, and look under your right armpit. And then bring that foot back down. Place that down, lift the left foot up. Okay, and then bend that knee, let the foot flop, look under the left armpit. And then place that foot down. Bend your knees, come down. Okay, so for the purpose of keeping a 40-minute video, and I won't take 5 months to make another one, let's finish off with a nice pranayama, which means breath work. Okay, so just sit however is comfortable. You can put your back against a wall if you want, if you have a hard time sitting up straight. You can sit with your legs out in front of you, whatever, sit on a chair if you want, because you're at home doing this. Thank you for joining me and watching me, and let me know what you think of this new space, and if I should make any changes, or if there's something that you want to see, please comment. It helps me. Okay, so sit up nice and straight, however you have to, like we just discussed. And then we're gonna do some quick breathing, okay? So you're gonna plug the right nostril with your right thumb. You're gonna take your right, you only need one hand. Okay, so you're gonna block off the right nostril, you're gonna inhale. And then you're gonna plug the left nostril with the baby finger, pinky, and then exhale through the right nostril, okay? So you're just alternating nostrils. release your hand. Bring your fingers into Gyan Mudra, so your thumb and your forefinger on both hands, and your palms are facing up. So that pranayama that we did is really great if you are feeling anxious or frustrated or just generally too much tension in the body, and you can feel it. It helps to balance the left and the right hemisphere out of the brain. So in as little as 30 seconds it helps, which is what we just did. But you can do it definitely for longer. Some people would do it for maybe 11 minutes and maybe less, right? So just depending on, maybe it feels really good and you loved it. So you're just going to keep that energy, which is why your fingers are in Gyan Mudra. Just take some deep breaths in and out. Now bring your palms together. Rub them. You're going to activate all of your energy again. Then take a deep inhale, place your hands over your eyes, put your energy back into you. Exhale. Bring your hands back to your heart. If you choose, you can lay down onto your back and you can have a little savasana for yourself. I just wanted to kind of give you a little kind of quick pick-me-up kind of video, you know, that you could throw in at any time of your day. But please do, you know, if you want to end with savasana, like all good yogis should, then just lay down onto your back. But I really, really want to say thank you very much for joining me again. And if you're watching this for the first time, my name is Stef Neary, and this channel is all about yoga, different kinds of yoga. I think the next video I'll make is Kundalini, because I love Kundalini, and it just gives you so many benefits on so many levels. So stay tuned for that, and I will shoot another video, maybe even tomorrow I might. Anyway, thanks again, and hope you have a fantastic weekend. I'll see you soon. Bye.